Hi, everyone. I am Ivy Lawson, and I'm coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts. Just a little bit about myself. I was originally practiced engineering for about 19 years, and about 10 years ago, I decided to venture into what I call my passion. So I decided to go into my own little business here, and what we do is I became a beekeeper first and foremost, and I started using my raw honey to make products that we are selling. And some of these are some of the products we have here. We make hair care, skin care, toothpaste that's just rocking the world right now. It's very disruptive. It's made with honey. Yes, you can put honey in toothpaste, and we have deodorant, and then we have some novelty. And of course, we do still sell the raw honey. So this is a natural set product company. We make all our products with natural or organic ingredients. We're a sustainable company, which means that we try to consider the environment when we do any type of processing, and the companies that are co-packers, we ensure that they are also in that same space or state of mind to think of the environment, because we are beekeepers and we want to make sure the bees, stay alive. And that has a lot to do with how the environment is. So the company is about 10 years old, and we are in several stores in the US, Whole Foods being one of them, if you've heard of that, and Macy's, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and a bunch of other small specialty stores that, customers, would like products like ours. And we're trying to venture into the European market. I spent last year, I spoke to about 60 buyers in Prague. We went to a huge conference there. And so the momentum is there, and we're looking forward to becoming a part of that market. So this part of the business is called Ivy's Everything Honey, because everything has honey in it. And the second part of the business is going to be that we are launching the CBD line is Ivy's Wellness. So we'll have honey in some of those products, but we'll focus on using CBD, to make wellness products. So I say to people, basically, this line, Ivy's Everything Honey, is a preventative type of products that we sell. We make it without, as I said before, without any harsh chemicals or any type of material that, the body doesn't like. And so, this is a preventative type of product line. And then Ivy's Wellness is, God forbid, you're in that, space where you're have arthritis or chronic headaches or dizziness or nauseousness or whatever. That is what the CBD line is focused on doing. So we just acquired a great company in Jamaica, which is where I'm from. My family's from. My background is from Jamaica, and I'm working with a wonderful guy. His name is Dr. Lowe, Henry Lowe, and he's a trained researcher. He's been working with CBD for about, I don't know, 40, 50 years, since about 1974. He's 82 years old. And so I just acquired a part of his company, which is mainly the CBD line and the laboratory that, produces those products. So this is what we're going to launch when we visit the cannabis um, show in the UK. We're going to launch our products. It ranges from arthritic medication to mosquito repellent. So we have a wide variety of products that we want to introduce to the public. I'm really excited about, being in this space and how my business is growing. We have a great brand in the US, Ivy's Everything Honey. And we're building on that momentum. Wasn't too disruptive by the COVID because we kind of pivoted to go online. Anyway, we had a brick and mortar store and we closed it, and it was for the best because we realized that people are looking into researching what they're getting. An online platform is great as long as you have the communications, line set up and so on. So we do have that in place. So we're really excited about, being on, being online, and me coming to you in this forum is also really amazing. It's great. I love engaging with, telling, sharing my experience and my business and how I came about with my with this company. So I appreciate, I'm not a long speaker, so I appreciate you guys listening. And if you have any questions, please feel free to, type them out in the question and answer box. Any questions for me? So let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Okay, sure. How big is the industry in Jamaica? Well, CBD has, is type of it used to be like a mom and papa type industry in Jamaica where it was used in secret and it wasn't very popular because, of course, there's taboo with the marijuana plant and the hemp and so on. So people did not use it, they weren't so vocal about it, but now it's growing, and there's some mistakes that are made because when the mindset changed in the US, Jamaica kind of transitioned into what America is doing, and so it was a little bit discombobulated. But Dr. Lowe, he's been making these products for many years, and I started using Jamaican hemp and CBD probably about 7 years ago, and I have not stopped. What convinced me the most is he's 82 years old and he looks around 60. And while he and I were having lunch, he was telling me about, going to check on his mom. And I was like, your mom? And she's 102 and still live by herself and no, real problem, illnesses or anything like that. So I really do believe in what we are producing. um how your bees cared for. Oh, sure. So, again, our bees are wild bees, so we don't have industrialized bees. So we use, as much as we can, we use remedies that are of nature. So we don't use any harsh pesticide. We don't and it's very challenging at times. So we don't have the problems that you have in North America, to be honest, with our bees because they're well taken care of, and we have preventative measures that we take. So instead of waiting for some type of illness to take over, we monitor them very closely, and we make sure that the hives, the queen is laying her eggs, and that the hives are active, and that there are no mites or any type of diseases in the hive. So we take a proactive measures when we care for our bees. And some years the honey flow is great, other times they get lazy and it's not so great. So we don't push them in a way like industrialized. We don't move our boxes all over the island. We keep them stationary, and we let the pollination come in. It's in a cycle, so we know what pollination is going to be what time of the year. So we capture that. And I sell honey with pollination type. I sell a floral, but I infuse that with organic ginger. So yeah, our bees are well taken care of. That's a great question though. Thank you. What is the secret of living to 102? This, I've met Dr. Lowe's mom, and I'm telling you, she's vibrant. She is cohesive. Her mental capacity is on par. She laughs. She's fun to be with, to hang out with. The stories are amazing. They're great. So I think the secret to living to 102 is just, happiness. She gave me a joke. She said, "Don't trust anyone who doesn't laugh every day." That's such a that is such a true statement. It really is. So she laughs a lot. So I think that, just being happy and not being stressed out is one of the secrets to living 102 years old. Yes. Okay, so I wanted to ask you about being a woman of color in this industry. I just feel like for women, especially Black women, it's harder. Oh my God. So that's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. Yes, it's God, amazingly difficult, especially in the route I took, because I went from working, at IBM as a software developer, and I think credibility plays a big role in getting over all of the obstacles and the preconditioning about women of color or Black people in general. So I think that I focused on my background and what I have learned. I'm well educated, so that helped a lot. I went back to school even to become a chemist. I just got a certification, so I don't have a real degree in chemistry, but at least I knew what I was doing. In terms of getting capital, I mean, God, it's been so extremely hard. So a positive story though, about 5 years into the business, I was only selling the honey and to Whole Foods and other specialty food stores. So I'm a meticulous person, so I emphasize on one product line first, and I kind of keep that going until it gets, it catches on. Then I move to the next. But anyway, so after about 5 years, I realized that people were asking me for the other products that I was making. They were like, "Why don't you get it and mass produce it and sell it?" But I didn't have the money to do it. And so I put a post on Facebook. One of the person that I indirectly worked for at IBM, he was a global salesperson, and he DM'd me and said, I think you need an investor now." And I said, "Yeah," but I didn't quite know what, investing in your business meant. And so, long and short story is, he invested $100,000 in the business 5 years ago, and that made a world of difference. And I asked him, I said, "Why would you do this? This is like not, engineering. It's not an app or something that you're used to." And he said to me, I I believe in you and I'm investing in you. I don't care what you do." He said, when I was working in global sales, whenever I would see your name on a product that we were trying to sell to a customer, I felt that I was all set, because that's the type of person you are. So it's been extremely challenging getting capital, but I think when you make a great product and people like it, I think you have some power there. And so we have been growing steadily, and without any major funding other than that $100,000. And we just keep pushing through. I mean, I've eaten spaghetti without the sauce many times, and I live a very low key life. I don't spend a lot. I mostly on the business. And if I can't do something, I just can't do it. I just wait till I have money. But it's been extremely challenging. And because of COVID, I think it's an eye-opening experience where they're starting to now believe and understand that these businesses are out there, they're struggling, and so they're opening the pot, the money pot, so we can get some funding to grow our business or to keep staying in business. So yeah, it's difficult though. It's much, much, much more difficult than I would say anyone else. Okay, I have bees under my deck. Do you want? Oh yes, 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 yes. I want them. Don't you touch them. Leave them alone. They'll be okay. When the queen ages and dies off, they'll go somewhere else. They'll make a new queen and they'll fly somewhere else if the deck becomes uncomfortable for them. But I would advise you to get maybe a beekeeper in your area to come and remove them, because we're always looking for bees. Thank you for that question. That's awesome. All right. You sound like you have worked really hard to build your brand. It's very inspiring. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, to be honest with you, yes, it was important to me to build a brand that is, you know, that has a good reputation associated with it, right? I didn't, you know, I remember when I was working on the hair stuff, we had about 200 women that we had in this test subject where I would send samples to them. And I tell the story all the time. If one or two would come back and said, "Oh, it's okay," I would go back to the drawing board. It was not okay for me just to say, "Ah, it's okay." It had to be, I really liked it. Enthusiasm had to be there. Yeah, so building the brand is so important to me, because I think that so many people, especially like even the CBD line, there's so many negative connotation to it. I have bought CBD stuff that didn't work, and I'm thinking, what is in this stuff? Why isn't it working? So that is why we're bringing it under the IV's brand, because people associate quality with that brand. And now that, you know, I have tried everything I'm selling, I do not sell anything that I don't use myself, and that it has worked for me and my family. So that's a litmus test. And then I have a circle of friends and family and, you know, people that I know along the way that I send samples to, and I tell them to critique it, give me an honest opinion. This deodorant took me forever to make, but it works. Oh my God, it keeps you dry. And if you sweat, you're not gonna smell foul. It's not gonna be a stinky smell. It'll just be, you know, the jasmine gardenia smell. So it took me forever to work. The face care is made with manuka honey, and that also took me a very long time to get those ingredients working well together. So yeah, yeah. Thank you for that compliment. Thank you. See, questions are coming in. Okay, do you have plans for any markets? Yes, in fact, after this meeting, I have a few buyers in the UK market that I will be speaking to. So you will see our products there very, very soon, UK and in the European Union in general. We need to get some certification in order to sell in that space. But we have, the good news is that we have serious contacts, serious buyers who are looking for products like ours. We just launched on Macy's, if you're familiar with the Macy's store in the US, which is a big deal. So we bypassed Target and Walgreens and CVS and shot right to Macy's. They will be putting in the face care. They currently sell the honey on in their gourmet market space online. So if you go there and just search for IVs, you'll see the honey there. Yeah, so we'll be in the UK, I'm hoping before the end of 2021. Do you have new products you're looking to launch? Yeah, well, we are launching the CBD line. That's about 7 SKUs, ranging from, you know, pain medication to even something for epilepsy, seizure, you know, brain function, you know, mild mental illness, depression. We have some products for that. And so we'll be launched. That's going to be the next line that we're launching. We make one shampoo. And the reason being is because I wanted to make sure it works for every hair type. But then we make 4 conditioner for specific hair type. Well, we're going to be bringing in another shampoo that I'm working on. I have probably about 35 items in development. But again, it takes time and I don't rush anything. I want to make sure it works. Ah, you're so empowering. You make me. Yes, go to Jamaica. I was just there. I was just there a month ago, in fact. I was there October 8th to the 18th and had a wonderful time. Jamaica is great. Yes, we ship to England, and there's a exchange rate on the website, so you'll know exactly what you're paying for it. And if you spend over 250 US dollars, you get shipping for free. So that's a good thing. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Macy's is amazing. Yeah, they took a chance with us, and because a lot of stores, you know, we're kind of disruptive. I'm not gonna lie. To make honey, products with honey is not easy. That's why the big companies don't do it. The research that goes into, you know, making these products it takes a while to get them to stabilize, because honey is viscous and it's high water content. And those are two recipe for molding and not working with other ingredients that are natural. So it took us a while, and I'm really happy that Macy's took a chance on us and decided that they were gonna put us in their store. So maybe Harrods. What's the other store that I visited in UK? Marks and Spencer and the others. Maybe some of those stores will be in the UK. But thank you for that. Congratulations for Macy's. Thank you. Any more questions? Oh, it's so great talking to you guys. I hope you learned something from me, and I'm so excited about, this collaboration. And I love Europe. I love the UK. I have families there. So I am very, very, I'm used to being there. So I've been there probably about, I don't know, 60 times from, vacation to working for corporate America to dating somebody. There you go. Oh, wow. Congratulations, your mentioned right. Look forward to it comes next, Ivy. Thank you very much. Thank you. So is that it? I think we're about done. Any more questions? Well, thank you, everyone.